2-car garage shop. It is 25 by 25. It's always a work in progress, but we finally got it clean, so I'm gonna go into the shop tour. I'll start over here in the scroll saw section, somewhat of the scroll saw section, I guess. Over here, we got a drill press, which is used to drill holes in the scrap pieces, and of course you need that so you can put your scroll saw blade through it. And this is our new Delta scroll saw, which is basically the DeWalt one, but a lot cheaper, and it's the same exact design and everything. It's just blue to the yellow. It's a lot quieter than this old Hitachi CW40 that we got from a guy on Craigslist who gave us a really good deal on it. We had it for about a year. It was really good. I had this little 3D thing, this little insert thing right here, 3D printed at school. So yeah, it's like a really good little drop down insert type thing. And because the one that came with was broken. And that's a half speed right there because the motor, well, that's not even half speed. Half speed. And if you put it at full speed, it'll walk across the floor, and the motor's pretty messed up in it. There's a shelf over there, some random sort of hand power tools, whirligig parts, jigs, and here's the miter saw with this table right here. It's even with the miter saw, and it's just this is the 12-inch Harbor Freight miter saw. It works really good for about a year. There's no problems with it. We used to have like a little bitty Craftsman, but this is a whole lot better. You cut a lot bigger stuff with it, obviously. And some scrap storage under here. Some pallet wood. This is mostly all just pallet wood. Some of it's been planed down. Most of it's all wood, pallet wood. This is just some lumber racks that I made. It's just simple plywood and 2x4 screws to the wall. It probably took like a few hours to make that. It's pretty simple. And here's just some shelves that we've had for quite a while, and some spray paint. My mom's old car washing stuff. It's a lot, and some paint over here. Sanders, saws, typical stuff. There's some wood storage. I really like this wood storage way. Our old way, we didn't even have these little bungee cord things on the wall. It just trailed out, 4 feet from the wall, and this works really good. It's a lot of wood, and I'm sure it's better to store your wood horizontal. Of course, it takes up a lot more space that way, and you got to fumble to get stuff out this way. I mean, if I need to, I can just pull a board out the side here if I absolutely have to. And most of our wood we get reclaimed, like 90% of it at least, and it's probably already warped anyway, so there's no point in storing it horizontal. Because we do have some horizontal storage up there on top of that big shelf. We have some discount 2x4s from the local Home Depot, like 70% off. Whenever they get it all warped, they'll just throw them in there and give it to you for 70% off. Real nice. Here's a Sawstop Table Saw, and this is a project I'm working on. And it's basically just some honey locust board we saw it in half, but in a square. Might make a video on that later. This right here is the mobile base for the saw, and it moves around just super easy. It's a 500-pound saw, and it's just incredibly easy to move around. It's just a bottle jack in there, and once you get the feet off the ground, it's like a 500-pound table saw you can move with your pinky. And then you lower it, and it won't move at all. So that's really nice. It was definitely worth it. Here's the 13-inch Steel City planer. It's kind of like a cross between a helical blade and like just the straight cutters. It works really good, and when you hit a nail with it, which we've done before, you can just switch around the blades and you'll have a new edge. You just gotta make sure you position it right. Under here is extension cord for our Harbor Freight chainsaw that works really good. All the bowl blanks I've cut with it. Haven't had any problems with it yet. Yeah, you buy bar oil for it, and it costs as much as the chainsaw. Here's just like a little screwdriver rack thing. We've got an overwhelming amount of screwdrivers, and here is a steam bending jig, and it's basically just some stovepipe with some house insulation wrapped around the inside of an OSB box. It's painted on the inside to seal it, and it works really good. I've built a few projects with it. And here's the Delta 6-inch joiner that one of my dad's friends gave us, and we don't use joiners a whole lot, but when we do, it's nice to have. This is the Rivalry Sander that we use way too much. This right here started out like a few years ago, like beginning of 6th grade for me. is I tried to make Steve Ramsey's planter stand out of like this free Home Depot wood boards, and I kind of got bored with it, I guess. You know, I was kind of low attention span, and so I just turned it into this thing, and it's just like it happened to work out perfectly. So it's great. It's pretty sturdy actually. I mean, it's got wheels on it, and it usually just lives right there. It doesn't really do much. You got plants to the outside since you're never feeding anything through. That door under here you don't have to get to very much. It's just some extra sanding belts for it. This is the Rikon 14-inch bandsaw, and yeah, it's what you would expect with a bandsaw. And then this is just a little crosscut sled thing. This right here is $6 from Lowe's. I think it was Lowe's. I'm pretty sure it was. It's either Lowe's or Home Depot. I'm pretty sure it's Lowe's. It's basically like the thing that turns your shop back on, and it came with 3 of them. So we got one of them hooked up to our heater. That's the shop vac. One of them took up to the heater. It's just like an on and off type thing. It works really good. Just got it a few weeks ago. And then here's our original shop vac that you just heard. It is connected to the bandsaw right now, but then it can be connected to the sander. Both of those generate a bunch of dust, and so they both work nicely. This light on this bandsaw, we don't use a whole lot, it just gets in your eyes. Nobody really uses it on this bandsaw. I've already covered this. This right here is the finishing area where I do the finishing. You can tell by this table. It's just a round table that, round tables aren't the most practical thing in your workshop because the base is to use a table, which has some rotor plates around the bottom of it, weigh it down. Somewhat heavy, it's good enough for finishing. And then this is just some kind of sheet goods storage stuff. We never do anything like fine cabinet making with plywood. It's mostly just jigs and stuff like that around the shop. And then this is the Jet 1221 lathe. This thing right here came busted, but Jet was really, the place they bought it from, like, not Jet, but the place they bought it from, sent this new cover thing out. And it doesn't fit perfect, but they were really nice about the customer service and everything. And this is just like a stand of 2x4 and some 2x10. And it's got to weigh like 400 pounds. It's filled with sand down here. And it's crazy heavy. And then this is the cabinet I built for the chisels. Magnetic strip, one of those Harbor Freight things. Standard stuff for your lathe and sides and finishing stuff. And on the side right here is a power strip, and connected to that power strip is a speaker and a tablet, which is actually my dad's tablet. And you play music and connect it to here, and it works really great. Gets it off the workbench. They don't throw something on it and break it. And down here is a bench grinder, which is you can't really put 2 wheels on it because it wobbles. It's like a 10-year-old $30 Harbor Freight bench grinder, but it's nice to have it when you need to ground down some metal. And then behind it is a little high-speed, low torque. Little drill press and some metal rods down on this thing, random metal scraps down here, and let's see, under here is some sandpaper, sandpaper, and this is just a Harbor Freight workbench, camera tripod that I'm not filming with, and 2x4. I used to have it against the walls and stuff kept falling down right here, so I put this 2x4 on it. And I drilled these holes in it for screwdrivers, and it works great. It worked great against the wall. I guess I just keep it on there. It works fine. This is the Harbor Freight 4x36 with a 6-inch disc. Of course, we didn't put the 6-inch disc on because we're using it to sharpen our lathe chisels, and it works really good. We special ordered some 800 grit belts, and they work great. Next over here is the Craftsman Toolbox thing. My dad used to work on his old cars a lot, and so just random bolts in here that come in handy a lot, and all the wrenches that he accumulated, and some nails hung on the wall right here, and it's like random stuff. We don't use a whole lot. Bandsaw Blades right here, and then the pegboard, which is just pegboard stuff that's on it. Pretty standard. This is the Bosch router table with the Bosch router in it. The router's great, and this little drop down thing is great. This thing right here, which you can buy without the table, I'd probably recommend that. The table's nothing special. Your standard fence thing, I would go with like, the Incra. That sometimes you can find those on sale for a decent price. Particularly what I dislike the most about it is these like 3 bolts you have to take out when you want to move the fence. And there's like 3 inches of travel on the fence, opposed to like 2 feet on the Incra thing. So I would definitely go with that. Maybe one day I'll upgrade. This right here is just a whiteboard. Good for numbers and anything you need to really write down. It comes in handy. I got it from an old office thing, which this bulletin board also came off of. It's like one of those swing out conference room things, and up there is like the rolling out feed for the table saw, and right here is the center of. And it's really our mainly used workbench. I built this drawer in it a few days ago, and and yeah, it just has standard stuff used on the workbench because this space over here wasn't used very well. And this is like a router and router bits, 4 router bits over here. We've got these lights in here, these high output T5s. These two fixtures right here are both T5s. And we thought that we were going to have an extra T5 in the middle and have this one, which is a T12 right there for the balancing going out, and you cannot buy this balance anymore as we figured out. And so we will soon be replacing that one over there, the T12, with T5s, and that will be a whole lot better and will light up this, but these are crazy bright, so these are great. I would definitely recommend this, they're worth it. And then this over here is just a drop down door, pretty standard. As you can imagine, we just kind of store all that extra stuff up there. You use all that much. Alright, we'll get this in.